Hi there, welcome back to Created in Awe on YouTube. This is a basic video tutorial on how to apply the Magnolia stencils and paste on a painted wood surface. I am going to give you lots of tips and tricks along the way, things about how to repair your surface, things you can do with different colors, different techniques, but the tutorial itself is very basic, so hopefully this is something you can save and come back to. And if you enjoy it, I hope you will like and subscribe and come back to see more. So here we go.
Hey everybody, it's Joey Bailey with Created in Awe. Welcome to my YouTube channel. I do hope you enjoy seeing what we're doing today. And if so, you can subscribe for more and also see live tutorials on Facebook. Here we go. To start with, I want to show you the surface we're using. It is a 5x5 size wood framed surface from my Magnolia shop. It will work just as any painted surface you use. Just make sure if you paint it yourself that it is fully dry and cured before you stencil on it. These happen to come in a pack of 4. One side is painted white, one side is raw wood, so you could make it double-sided and do something different with the back side, make it stained or a different color, and you can also paint that white side. So I have one I've already used the back of for a different project. I love making mine double-sided, so we're going to use the white side now. You can see there how it sits up, and you can hang it or you can stand it on a shelf. The stencil we're going to be using is actually only available in the Craft Club kit that was out for May of 2024. If you happen to see this during that time, you can get into Craft Club and get this stencil. If not, we have several that will fit this surface, but really I'm only showing you this as an example. Any of our stencils are going to work the same way on a painted wood surface. I'm using 3 different colors here to show you how I work with 3 colors. That's fern green, daffodil yellow, and coal black. And I'm going to grab a set of what we call our Paintbrush squeegees because this is a small stencil and I'm going to be getting into some tight spaces. So I have those Paintbrush squeegees, and I also have one of our mini squeegees just to show you different ways that you can get in and do some very intricate color designs if you like. So got some paper towels and making sure everything's cleaned off of that white surface. Now I need to fuzz my stencil. I add fuzz to it because it is adhesive on the back and it sticks pretty hard to those smooth painted surfaces. So I add a little bit of fuzz and it makes it easier to lift off of the surface. And this is a tacky towel from my company, but you can use a tea towel or a t-shirt as well. Press it into that fabric and then lift it up a couple of times. I've already used this stencil before, so I only did it twice. If it was brand new, I would probably do it more like 4 or 5 times. Make sure the back of it doesn't have extra strings or lint that get in the way of the design, and put it down inside the frame. This one fits perfectly, so I don't have to worry about trying to center it or make sure it's straight. It's pretty straightforward, but take your time if you're using a larger surface, and then smooth out all of the air bubbles and make sure it is fully adhered. And I have to grab some glasses so we can get into that intricate design. I'm going to start with the daffodil and use that on those little lemons that are in the truck. And I will be zooming in here in a second so you can see up close, although I apologize, the angle of the camera is right over the back of my hand and you can't see very well. So I'm hoping you can tell I get very close to the stem and leaf, but I'm not going to stencil that part. I work from that point back toward the middle of the lemon, and I'm just simply using that squeegee at the end of the paintbrush to kind of scrape for lack of a better word, the paste over the stencil, pushing it into that open mesh design. So again, I start up next to the edge of the truck because the truck's going to be a different color, and I pull back toward the lemon. Once I have it all applied, I'm going to go back over a little bit to clean off any excess. I don't want thick areas. I want it in a fairly smooth, flat application. I'm going to keep using this same paintbrush squeegee. I'm just going to get it wet, wipe it off on a paper towel, and move on to the next color, which is going to be the green for the truck. So we're going to go ahead and get that out. Make sure you stir your chalk paste before you use it. I already have here. These are ready to go, but make sure you stir them up, and if they've gotten a little bit dry and thick, you can just add a little bit of distilled water. So same
technique. I'm applying it to the truck. I'm going to get right up to that lemon and pull away from it toward the middle of the truck design. And then I'm going to go ahead and skip ahead here so we can move on to the tires, because that's going to get a little more detailed. So finishing up the green on the truck, and then I'm actually now going to move up to the stem and leaf on the top of the lemons. And just with the corner of the squeegee, get that paste applied to those quickly. And then we will move on over to the wheels and the words below the truck. So I'm going to clean that off because I'm going to use that again. We'll switch over to, not the yellow, get over to the coal black. Get the right color, Joey. Get that one open. Get some onto the squeegee. And I am going to zoom in again here in a second so you can see. But let's get it applied to the words. Pretty easy to do that. I don't have to worry about being too close to the truck. But now that we're doing the wheel, let me zoom in so you can see a little more closely. I don't want too much paste. Clean some off. And see how I'm using just the corner of that squeegee to get right up next to the green of the truck. And I'm trying to not overlap it. And then pull back toward the wheel like we did with the lemons and we did with the truck. So we're going to get those wheels done. Now I want to take a second here. I don't want my paste to dry in the mesh while the stencil is on the surface. It needs to stay wet while you're working with it. If it starts to dry, then you need to actually remove the stencil. So let me get my paste off of there, and I'm going to pull the stencil up, only the portion that I have applied the paste to already, so that I am separating that mesh from the paste. The paste is going to stay on the surface of the wood. It's already looking so cute. And I'm just going to gently lay that back down. I'm not going to rub it. I'm not going to move it. Just lay it down and leave it alone. And then I'm going to grab our mini squeegee, and I'm going to get the words that are up above the truck. This is pretty straightforward. Just gently apply the paste, not too hard, and make sure everything is covered. I'm going to clean off my excess now off of my squeegee. I don't want too much on there. And I'm going to smooth back over it to clean off the excess from the stencil as well. And that's it. Now I can remove the stencil completely. Carefully, don't smear what you have already done. Do it slowly, because if you have missed any parts, then you can lay that back down and touch it up if you need to. But this was pretty complete. That's it. It's done. Sorry, I hit the camera. Give you a little jiggle there. I'll take my stencil to my sink and wash it with water and leave it upside down to dry. Then I'll put it right back on that backer sheet it came with. And here is the finished project. The one thing you'll want to do is spray it with a clear sealer, whatever type you prefer. I use Rust-Oleum 2X Ultra Cover in a matte finish. Give it a couple of light coats, let them dry, and you have an adorable shelf setter. I hope this was helpful to you. If you have questions or comments, please drop them down below. I will be adding in the description links and details about all of the supplies in case this is something you want to get your hands on. And you can always look through my shop. Let me know if you have questions there. Thanks for watching Created in Awe on YouTube. See you soon.